Turn the autofocus off in your camera, because today we're talking about manual focus and the three primary ways to focus a camera. First off, autofocus didn't come out to 1977. Prior to 1977, everybody, was using manual focus. And there were an awful lot of great images made prior to 1977, so autofocus isn't really necessary. As a matter of fact, I'll go so far as to say I think people rely upon autofocus too much, and if you understood the proper principles of focus, you would realize that you only need autofocus for select situations. So what are the three methods? Method number one is spot focus. Spot focus means I'm taking a portrait of you and I want you to be in focus. I'm photographing these flowers on a table. I'm photographing a specific subject and I need that subject to be perfectly in focus. That's spot focus. The second focus is infinity focus. Infinity is that horizon. It's that horizon that's at least 150, 200 feet away. It's that mountain range in the background. It's the water in the ocean, all of that. The thing about infinity focus is infinity is the sharpest your lens will ever be. Lens manufacturers, when they test lenses, test it at infinity, and infinity produces the sharpest possible quality that lens is capable of producing. Additionally, if you want infinity to be in focus, if you want that horizon line to be razor sharp, the only way to get it razor sharp is to focus at infinity. You can focus at some other distance at infinity, and you can stop that lens down to 22, 32, 90, 128, 256. I don't care, but that infinity will never be as sharp as if you had just set the lens to infinity. And in his book, The Ins and Out of Focus by Harold Merklimer, he talks about the advantage of this. If you're looking for a shot that has maximum depth of field, setting your camera to infinity and stopping the lens down, stopping that f-stop down to 16 or 22, and then taking the shot will give you a brilliantly sharp horizon line and also an incredible sense of depth and sharpness in the foreground. Using techniques like the hyperfocal distance or focusing at some other random distance will give you a sharp image, but it won't give you a sharp horizon line. The only way to get that is to focus at infinity. A third method is range focus. Range focus is where you're looking for a distance of near focus and far focus. And this is really great. So if I'm a street photographer and I'm walking around taking street photos, I got my 50mm lens here, my Leica M3, and let's say I know from experience that I never photograph closer than 7 feet. So 7 feet is my near distance. And I also know that I don't photograph further than, say, 15 feet. What I do is I split the difference between 7 and 15, and that's the halfway point. You photograph at the halfway point and then stop the lens down to the f-stop that's indicated, and that will give you all the depth of field you need. So if I'm walking around for a day and I'm taking pictures, as long as everything stays within that range and I'm at that f-stop, everything's going to be sharp. And the wider the lens, the greater that depth of field is going to be. Give it a shot. Try manual focus. Happy shooting.